In this week's PMQs, Ed Miliband has a hard time getting Boris Johnson to focus on taking concrete action against climate change in this decade, rather than just the net zero target by 2050, which is 29 years away.
We've moved from only 30% of the global economy committed to a net zero by the middle of the century to now 80%. And
please keep the focus on 2030, not 2050 and beyond.
This government will go as fast as we possibly can.
But he hasn't been going as fast as he possibly can. He's had multiple opportunities to make changes now, and he's consistently voted against them. He voted against requiring the energy industry to come up with a carbon capture strategy, and he voted against setting yearly decarbonisation targets for the UK as a whole. The problem with net zero by 2050 is it doesn't actually force him to do anything now, certainly not within this electoral cycle. It allows him to paint himself as green, but leave the future as a question mark, which is why he keeps saying stuff like this.
Whether it is enough, Mr. Speaker, I'm afraid it is too early to say.
And this.
That is, those are solid commitments. Whether they're going to be enough, Mr. Speaker, I'm afraid it is still too early to say.
And this.
Whether we'll get there or not, I cannot say. It's in the balance.
And this next one isn't a lie, but it is intentional deceit.
We are the only G7 country to cut the aid budget in the run-up to this crucial summit.
And announce a huge £11.6 billion commitment from the UK to helping the developed world to tackle climate change. And we haven't cut that. We have not cut that, Mr. Speaker.
He has cut the aid budget. Of course he's cut the aid. Of course he's cut the aid budget. He's abandoned the...
Transitioning to a green economy costs money, so being in poverty makes that harder. So even if the money specifically to help poorer countries transition is intact, the overall Tory cut to foreign aid makes the fight against climate change harder. And Boris Johnson knew that while he was denying it.
We're working hard to secure an agreement by negotiation.
The Tory manifesto said no more negotiations, yet here they are renegotiating a Brexit deal that they sold to voters as oven ready.
We see nothing to suggest that we need to deviate from the plan that we've set out.
Really? Because the British Medical Association called it willfully negligent that you haven't brought back mandatory masks on public transport.